Welcome, folks. You're in for an extra special treat today. Hey everybody, Mike Chavez here once again. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thanks for coming. Welcome. Alright y'all, today, back out on the grill. But today we're going to do some pork tenderloins, okay? So I got a pack of pork tenderloins. I think there's 2 in here. What we're going to do, I've got a new injector. I'm going to make up some injection. We're going to inject these up, let them sit in the fridge for about an hour or so. We'll put them out here on my S&S kettle, indirect, at a high temperature, about 300 or so, 350 degrees. We'll let them cook. We might sear them off. We'll get them off of there, slice them up, and taste. Okay, these are going to be really good, y'all, so stick around. Pork tenderloins. All right, here we go. All right, y'all, so we got the tenderloins out of the package, and like I thought, there's 2 of them in there. So we're going to go ahead and take some paper towel, dry them off a bit, both sides. So this is going to be actually a lot of meat when we're done. So I will definitely, when this is done, vacuum seal and freeze one of these. So these look in pretty good shape. We'll do a little bit of trimming here. So we got a little bit of silver skin here. So let's get right under the surface of the silver skin. Just barely. Make a cut. See if you can see this. We'll just get it. There we go. A little more here. In here. So silver skin can be a little chewy. So we want to get that off. Alright, a little bit of excess fat. I ain't going to worry with that too much. We'll take a little bit of that off. So that looks pretty good right there. So let's see this other one. Alright, I'm going to stick these in the refrigerator for a minute and we're going to make up our injection. I'll show you this new injector I got. Alright, for this injection I'm going to make up, I got some chicken broth. About 1 part of chicken broth. We'll go 1 part of apple juice. About a teaspoon to a tablespoonful of Worcestershire sauce, Lee and Perrins. Okay. And we'll go, today we're going to use Cosmo's Sweet Honey Pecan rub. So in our injection, we'll go ahead, put us about 1.5 teaspoons or so. Maybe a little bit more, closer to a tablespoon, right in, and a little bit more just for giggles. Alright, so I'm doing this in a jar so I can mix this good. So we'll shake it up, baby. Alright, there we go. We'll let that sit for a little bit so all the rub dissolves good, and then we'll bring our pork tenderloins back out and get them injected up. Now this new injector I got, it's called J&B Goods. I'll leave a link in my Amazon store. So here we go. So we got a nice barrel. This will be my first time using this. Just got it. I think for these tenderloins we'll probably go with a small needle. Then again, we'll go with this bigger needle. We'll just do a straight needle, so this just kind of twists on there. Okay, and we'll get it all filled up. Alright. So this come with a nice cleaning brushes. A little one for the needle, big one for the barrel. Alright, so we'll put that away. We'll give it a minute for the injection to get dissolved. And we'll get these tenderloins injected up. Alright, y'all. Alright, y'all, let's try this out. So, let me give my injection another shake. So let's see how this works, shall we? First time using this injector. Alright, filled up pretty nice. So let's see. We'll start at this end, go in. Nice and easy. A few shots, we'll move the needle. A few shots, back the needle up. A few shots. A few shots. There we go. Not bad, not bad. Alright. So we'll refill it for the other one. That worked pretty good. Alright. Good deal. So we'll go ahead. Pat this dry again. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take my honey pecan, sweet honey pecan, and we'll go ahead sprinkle these down. So these are wet enough where you don't really need any kind of binder. I mean, if you wanted to, you could put some mustard on here or whatever. Alright, flip them over. Alright, get these rubbed down nice. When we put these on the cooker, we'll flip these tails in. See these thin tails here. We'll flip those in. Alright then, I'm going to put this in the fridge for at least an hour. 2 hours if you can. Alright y'all, we've had these pork tenderloins chilling in the fridge for a couple hours. So we're going to take these out and let them get the chill off a little bit. And then put a little more rub on here. Alright, so I decided, since I'm using sweet honey pecan, I'm going to put this maple bourbon glaze on here to finish it. So let's go outside, get the grill fired up. Alright then, y'all know from my low and slow cooks I prefer Kingsford, but this is going to be hot and fast. I want to get this cooker up about 350. Kingsford seemed like it was struggling, so I was in the store the other day. Found this huge bag of Royal Oak. This is lump charcoal. Look at this. Big old chunk. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put these in my charcoal chimney. Some of these are pretty big. So I'm going to get my charcoal chimney filled up with these. Alright then, so I got my chimney full of this royal oak lump. And start it the same way. Got my tumbleweed. Fire up the tumbleweed. Alright. Let that get going a bit. Alright. Alright. So these charcoals are nice and hot. I'm going to dump them in the slow and sear insert. Alright, let me get my tongs. So these things look pretty good. Let's see, I might need to put me a few more on here, I think. Let's do that. So we'll grab me some raw charcoal here, throw it in. Alright then. So I'm going to get the cooking grate on. We'll let that get fired up. Alright, so I'm going to get my thermometer set up for my grate for the cooker. So we'll take it through the hole. Alright. Whoop. Alright, let's put the lid on. Open our top vent. Alright. So let's see what we end up with here. I'm going to keep an eye on this cooker. I'm going to let it come up to temp. And then I'll bring the pork tenderloins out. Alright, so sitting at 159 now. I want this thing up roaring about 350. Alright, back shortly, y'all. Alright, y'all, it's been about 20 minutes or so. Cooker's up to about 340. I'm going to go ahead and back this vent about halfway shut. I'm going to shut this top vent a little bit, not too much. I'm going to open this cooker up. Alright, I'm going to add me some smoking wood, a little bit, here and here. Give it a quick brush. Alright, put the lid on. I'll let that fresh wood give it a chance to get lit. And let that stabilize after I adjusted the vents. Alright, let's go get the pork tenderloins. Alright then, so we're sitting about 340. We're going to go ahead and get these tenderloins on. So here we go. Injected and rubbed. So main thing we've got to worry about now is not overcooking these bad boys, alright? So we'll get these on here. Got the tail tucked in. We'll let these cook about 30 minutes, then we'll come take some temperatures. Like I said, main thing is not to let these overcook. You overcook these, they'll dry out, be tough. But if you cook them, so we're looking for about 140, 145 internal. is what we're going to shoot for. So we'll see y'all in a little bit. Let's let this cook. All right, cooking them up, y'all. All right then, had this cooker up to about 330, real steady. So these tenderloins have been on here for almost 20 minutes. All right, let's go ahead and just do a preliminary temperature check. Say we don't want this thing past about 140, 145. All right, let's see what we're looking like. 120, 130, 132, 127. I'm going to go ahead and swap these out. Move this one over here and this one over here. All right, 125, 130. They're real close. They're real close. All right. We'll let them keep cooking. All right, y'all. Looking good. Cooker's way up there, 348. So what I'm gonna do, let's take this lid off. See what the internal temp is right now. So 340. I mean 140. Yeah, these are ready. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take my bourbon glaze, my maple bourbon glaze. All right, glaze these up. All right. Because these are ready. If I let them go much longer, taking a chance. So there we go, y'all. Looking good. All right. See you in the house. All right, here we go. So we got our pork tenderloins. Looking good. All glazed up. Ready to go. So I'm going to take one, put it on this cutting board. They've had time to rest. All right. So let's slice this bad boy up. See what we're looking like. Man, this looks pretty good. See, nowadays you can do pork a little pinkish. Not raw, but pinkish. So let me slice this thing up some more. All right. There we go. Juicy. Look at the juices running out of these. All right. All right. Looking wonderful. All right then. Put a few pieces, including the end piece, on a plate. Here we go. Let's try this out, y'all. Pork loin on the grill. Alright, y'all, here we go. Pork tenderloin. So what do we do with this? We made an injection up. So you can see how I made my injection earlier in the video. Injected it up. We rubbed it down with Cosmo's. Let's get a hold of it. We rubbed it down with Cosmo's Sweet Honey Pecan. Alright, if you can see that. Then we injected it up. We let it sit in the refrigerator for about 3 or 4 hours. So put it on the S&S grill with some lump charcoal, a little bit of apple wood. That was apple wood we put on there. Let it run around 300 degrees to 350. It probably took 45 minutes because you don't want to overcook this stuff, y'all. So along with this, I want to try some barbecue sauce. This is Sticky Fingers Memphis style barbecue sauce. Put a little bit on here. There we go. Y'all ready? Taste. Pretty good sauce. No high fructose corn syrup, no sugar, natural ingredients. So I'm gonna eat this pork loin up, tenderloin, and we'll see y'all next time. In the meantime, don't forget, we got playlist here and got more video up here. So see y'all next time. Bye, everybody.